it's gonna make the podcast for sure. It's really good. Yeah.
It'll be the opening stinger.
The opening is like, my bladder's really good. Oh my God, really? People are like, shit, I'm listening to this one. This is a good one.
It's relatable.
It is.
Relatable content.
If we're anything, it's relatable. I mean, that is really what defines us.
Damn, Skippy. Yes.
Okay. Are we ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this, Jelly?
I don't think you're ready for this, Jelly.
Is this milkshake going to bring all the boys to the yard? That's what I want.
All the fucking boys.
Damn right. It's better than yours. We could do this all night. This is what I could do all night.
And it would be so awesome.
Oh, shit.
Let's give Steph plenty of material to work with.
Like
right?
lots of nonsense.
Just start
all the nonsense.
Start quoting like old school rap songs for me throughout the entire.
It's so funny you should say that.
Oh,
because
okay.
I have a Halloween playlist up on YouTube, and it does involve the Fat Boys classic "Are You Ready for Freddy?"
Oh my God, the Fat Boys! Yes.
Did you guys get, and I know I'm so sorry to return back to that which must not be spoken of, but like, did you get that it was Freddy versus Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was.
And yet you didn't comment on it.
I thought we were going to let that go.
And yet that didn't come up as something to praise, which is weird to me. That's why I was like, did you get it? Did you get it? Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So this is getting harder because one, I just went through the ringer on the resurrection, and also I've been drinking. All right. So I am going to, as with last time, I'm just going to tee us up, talk a little bit about my thoughts, and then I'll turn it over to you guys to hate train on this.
Sounds good.
Okay. The 10th installment of the Friday the 13th franchise takes everything we know about Jason Voorhees, the iconic silent slasher, and rockets it, literally, into the absurd. The premise alone is worth the price of admission. Jason Voorhees, the seemingly unkillable slasher from Crystal Lake, is cryogenically frozen and awakens in the year 2455 on a spaceship. It's a concept so outlandish that it loops back around to brilliant. As film critic Scott Weinberg put it, it's Jason in space. What more do you need to know? One of the best things about Jason X is its self-awareness. This movie does not pretend to be a serious entry in the canon. It knows it's ridiculous, and it plays to that strength. The dialogue is filled with winking lines that acknowledge how silly this premise is, such as a character casually remarking that, guys, it's okay, he just wanted his machete back, after Jason inevitably wakes up from a cryogenic stasis. The film has moments of intentional meta humor, such as when Jason is placed into a virtual reality simulation of Camp Crystal Lake, complete with two bikini-clad co-eds who offer him beer, drugs, and sex, before he gleefully beats them to death in their sleeping bags. It's a deliberate nod to the formulaic nature of the earlier films, and the film's ability to laugh at itself is part of its charm. Jason X isn't trying to be The Shining. It's trying to be an over-the-top popcorn horror movie, and in my opinion, it absolutely succeeds. Is the plot nonsensical? Of course. Are the characters flat and one-dimensional? Absolutely. But in a movie like this, those flaws are almost strengths. The paper-thin plot and stock characters allow the audience to focus on what they're really here for. Jason killing people in space in as many crazy ways as possible. Now, critics, very surprisingly, were largely unimpressed with Jason X, but many acknowledged its entertainment value. Roger Ebert, while giving it 1 out of 4 stars, admitted, crude, yes. Stupid, yes. Does it deliver what it promises? Yes. In my humble opinion, Jason X is the epitome of a so bad it's good movie. It's a film that knows its limitations and plays to its strengths, delivering a self-aware, tongue-in-cheek experience that is perfect for horror fans looking for a laugh. As one IMDb user review puts it, if you're looking for a serious slasher flick, look elsewhere. If you want to have a good time and laugh your ass off, this is the perfect movie for you. And to that user, I say, I could not agree more. However, it is possible, however unlikely, that my co-hosts have a different perspective on this film. So I'm going to turn it over to them to share that perspective with me, whether I want it or not. Who would like to go first?
Oh, Kelly,
Jack.
go for it.
You want me to
okay.
go first?
Oh, however you want to go.
No,
I don't
insist.
give a fuck. I went first last time. You go first this
Okay,
time.
I'll go first. Okay.
Mhm.
So there's a line in this movie that sums up, and it's not only me that has thought this, I looked it up later, and apparently a lot of the people reference this line at this movie. One of the interchangeable blonde bimbo characters that gets killed says, "This sucks on so many levels." This movie sucks on so many levels. I am glad, I'll say this, I am glad that I watched it after Halloween Resurrection, because then it made Halloween Resurrection a much better film by comparison and in retrospect. I get where you're coming from with your intro stuff. I get the camp. I get the wink. I get the nudge, nudge. Haha. Don't you see what I'm doing here? I get it. I hate it. In a Jason, in a nightmare, in a Friday the 13th nightmarish film with Jason, I hate it. And I get that this movie was the whole point. Well, one of the main points of this movie and the reason why it exists is because they were like, well, we can't get Jason versus Freddy yet. That's still in development hell. We don't want people to forget about Jason. So we need to make this movie. I mean, that's literally what some of the people in the studio were like. There's a whole synopsis about why this movie got made. And that, to me, tells me why this movie should not have been made. If you're going to make a movie about a long-standing character who people, again, they know what they're getting into, they think they know what they're getting into, that what you're going to expect from this kind of story, and then to go completely off the rails with it. I'm not against. I know we've talked this on other episodes. I'm not against swinging for the fences. Not at all. I love it when a filmmaker or when like a studio or a crew says, I'm going to try something different. I'm all for it. I think that's great. That's ballsy, and I respect that. But when you take a beloved, iconic character like this and completely go in a nonsensical, weird ass, there's no other point to this movie other than to keep public interest while we work on this other movie that we want to do. This movie on every level should not have been made at all. That's how I feel about this.
Would you, now that you've done that, would you now take a minute and tell me how you really feel?
No.
I don't want you to hold back this time. Crikey, cola.
I just couldn't. I mean, I did, but I wish I hadn't.
I just don't get it.
Yikes. Kelly?
So, I think there is a bit of a rule of thumb that once a slasher, or any franchise for that matter, makes its way into space, you have probably jumped the proverbial shark. I've seen Leprechaun in space, and it's bad. I have seen Jason in space, and guys, it's bad. I appreciate that maybe this movie thought it was being funny. Unfortunately, it's not succeeding. I think that having like the "oh no, I'm screwed" line like that, it's not funny. It felt very much like people who are not comedians and who are not funny were writing it and thought like, this will be hilarious. I didn't find Jason particularly frightening in this. I kept calling him the Jasonator because he,
yes.
because basically the Terminator in a really goofy, ridiculous way. I want to give credit where it's due. I thought that the sequence where he is in the simulation of Camp Crystal Lake and he's beating the one girl in the sleeping bag to death with the other one made me laugh out loud. That was legitimately very funny to me. And I watched both of these god-awful movies with my mom, and she also laughed out loud at him using the one girl in the sleeping bag to beat the other girl in the sleeping bag to death. That's funny. It's so ridiculous. It's goofy. Unfortunately, most of the things that were designed to be funny were just kind of confusing. And again, we are dealing with a situation where none of the characters are that likable, and you find yourself not really that invested in hoping that they survive, which for a slasher, you hope to come out on the side of not rooting for the slasher, I think. For me personally, I'd like to be rooting for the final girl or the final survivors or whatever they turn out to be. And I did not have that experience watching this movie. I found the S&M android confusing. I was somewhat baffled by the professor who really wanted to have his nipples tweaked. There were no likable characters. I felt there were no likable characters. I thought that the woman who was defrosted didn't make much sense. The notion of hockey masks having been outlawed was confusing and weird. And the idea that Jason Voorhees could have killed over 200 people historically and nobody on this ship would have heard of him was fucking wild to me. So I don't want to overplay my hand here or beat to death the obvious, but I did not care for this movie.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
I watched it once before and thought, boy, this is dumb. I hope I never see this again. And then Steph said, hey, let's watch this again. And I was like, oh no. Because full disclosure, there was a Friday the 13th relatively recently, either in August or September. Can't quite remember which one it was, but of course, when a Friday the 13th comes up, you want to honor he whose birthday falls on that day. And I wanted to watch a Friday the 13th movie, and Jonathan said, okay, let's watch a Friday the 13th movie. And I said, you pick. And they said, okay, well, the only one I really have a connection to is Jason X. Are you sure you want to do that? And I watched the first 3 minutes of it, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Let's do literally any movie except that one. And so I thought I'd escaped it. And then Steph was like, ha ha ha, no, you gotta watch this shit. And so I realized this is some sort of karmic punishment. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but it happened and I had to just accept it as my fate, as a cruel sort of fate. My mom asked me repeatedly, have I seen this before? And I kept saying, yep, you've seen it before. And you liked it about as much the first time as you're liking it this time. Because it's forgettable, which is a weird thing to say about a slasher in space.
Jason X is forgettable?
It's forgettable. It's bad.
Oh, you lost your damn mind.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
And I mean, I'm a huge Cronenberg fan. I fucking love David Cronenberg. And still, he's in the opening scene and it still is oh no, this movie's still happening to me. It just keeps happening to me.
Oh.
It's like a killer that keeps coming back from the dead.
Exactly. There were certain things that I thought kind of worked about it. But overall, at a certain point, I felt like it was going on for 17 hours and had never not been happening to me. And then I was like, oh no, it's only been an hour and 5 minutes. So, to just be really late in the game and retroactively succinct, I hated this movie.
So now I feel like perhaps because I didn't eat and I drank, that I have passed out, slipped into a coma, and I'm hallucinating this segment right now. Because how in the ever-loving hell do you not at least, like, again, to say, listen, Jason X isn't like a great movie. Like, if we're really like, if we're looking at this on a, cinephile film critic level, it's not, it's not the best. I get that. Like, I can stand by that. But to say that it's not fun or like hilarious or just like stupid good time is bonkers to me. Like, it's just bonkers that not one but two of you would have that perspective where you're just like, no, it was a piece of shit.
It feels to me like it's trying too hard.
I was just gonna say, because yeah,
like it's trying too hard to be like, oh, we're kind of above this, like we're a little bit above this slasher thing, so we're being like ironic. And like, I think that a movie like, for me, which I just forced Jonathan to watch, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, is a really good sort of deconstruction of a slasher tropes.
Yeah,
without feeling like it's better than slasher tropes. And this feels to me like weirdly it thinks it's above them, but it's way, way, way below them.
Yes.
And so it's like, it's not funny in the way that it wants to be. It just feels like it's kind of confused about what works and what doesn't.
I feel like this is a movie that Roger Corman would have made and then realized that no, I would not make this movie. No, I'm saying
okay.
He would not make this movie. He'd be like, you know what? I can't do this. No. I mean, I'll give credit where Roger Corman. Obviously, he's the king of B movies, right? He's fantastic, and I feel like this would have been a Roger Corman movie that he would have been like, pass.
Yeah, it could have been. It should have been. I agree with you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yes,
because I agree with you. It's not. They're trying too hard, in my opinion. They're trying way too hard, but also in every decision that's made in this movie, or at least in the creative design of this movie, is the wrong decision to make. It moves in the wrong direction. I'm fine with dumb. I'm fine with funny. I'm fine with campy, but they have to be competently done in a way that makes sense. Where to me, this movie is very ineptly made. And it's just the movie. They just needed a movie. We need a movie to fill in a gap. So here's a movie about, well, where have we not taken Jason yet? We haven't taken him to space. Gold, run with that. Why would you do that? Like, you have gold. I feel like this movie kind of really almost is like a slap in the face to every slasher fan out there, that it's like, yeah, we want to come in and see some bad humor. Sure, I'm all for it. A little bit of bad humor, but at least make a movie feel like a movie. This movie doesn't feel like a movie. This feels like a really cheap episode of Babylon 5 that happens to have some stabs in it. And it's
Are you serious?
That's like to go. Yes, like that's like 100%, I feel so bad that this that Jason gets wrapped up in this like quasi masochistic weird outfit future hell that nobody would want to live in, and it's just like, the Jasonator. And it was just like, what I was really curious and confused about, who is this movie actually for? Because it's, in my mind, this is not for Jason fans. This is not for slasher fans. I mean, does it have kills in it? Yeah, I mean, it does. And some of them are decently, slightly inventive, I guess.
You guess?
But what was this? Like, what is this? It's not a Jason movie. It's not really a science fiction movie. It's not even a horror movie. It's sure as shit ain't a comedy. So like, it's not even sexy. So what is this? What is this movie trying to be?
No, I put my foot down when you say it's not sexy. That is one step too far, Mr.
What?
There is nothing in this movie that is sexy.
What?
Is it the part where the android says she wants nipples because Janessa has them? Steph,
to be fair, that was the only part of the movie that I laughed, is when her nipples fell off. I died at that point, but the rest of it was...
Everybody pause for a moment.
Hold on. I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Steph just said this movie is sexy, and I am so worried about...
I disagree so hard on that.
Now.
Well...
You passed! Like, what?
Yeah. I had a note that was like, okay, what's up with the wine and the forceps? Oh, That's what's up. Never mind. I don't want to know.
Which suggests that they've had a conversation before this where he was like, okay, like
I actually said, good Lord, these sex scenes need to go back in the freezer because they never fully thawed to begin with. Like this is the least sexy.
God.
Like everybody's like half naked and there's nothing sexy about this movie at all. Like at all.
My mom just kept saying, "What is going on with these costumes?" I'm so confused.
I had that.
Like,
What are
these costumes?
What are the tops these girls are wearing? Oh, never mind. Actually, what the fuck outfits are everybody wearing? It was
There's
awful.
a point where like
it's the future, guys. Did you miss that it's the future? I feel like you don't get this film at all.
There's a point where the most likable male character in the movie takes off like a jacket and he reveals that he's wearing what appears to be like a knit sweater that has no arms on it.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
And like he's got like a studded like choker underneath that too. It's like he's got it's like what the fuck are these people wearing?
What is going on?
Yeah.
Like why
I
is
loved
this
it.
what you've decided? Oh.
And then the main chick, like final girl, whatever, like she gets these hand-me-downs.
Such a throwaway character.
She is, but then later she's like wearing something else, and it's like, wait a minute. So you get these hand-me-down clothes from this one girl who's like, make sure you don't ruin those pants, or whatever. And then later she's wearing something else entirely, and now she has makeup on. It's like, when the fuck in all this survival horror did she have time to change into some other outfit that isn't hers and like put on fucking makeup?
Talk about like
priorities,
the incredibly improbable costume moments in this movie. I think we have to talk about the moment where the guy who built the J or JK or whatever her name is, KJ I don't
KM,
know, the android
KM14 or something. Yeah,
the guy who built her seems to fuck her into becoming a femdroid. And she comes out in like full on like S&M gear.
Love it.
And like as far as we know of, nothing has happened other than he has fucked the robot that he made.
Yeah, sexy. Like, I don't know what your problem is. That's all.
Stop!
Oh god.
Oh my god, it's so creepy and weird. Like,
and why does she have bullets on her bustier straps?
Right. And also like she's almost immediately kind of a little bit useless, and then there's a point at the end where they're carrying her head around like weirdly Michael Fassbender's head in the in Prometheus. Have you guys seen Prometheus?
Yes.
That's what I kept thinking of. It's like, oh my god, it's Michael Fassbender in Prometheus. Which like,
I kept thinking more along the lines of the movie we just watched. With the severed head, the undead.
Oh yeah,
head.
D. Snyder.
Yeah. D. Snyder's head. Yes.
Because they're both androids, I was like, if Ridley Scott got the idea from this to do like Michael Fassbender's talking head, he should just like quit. He should stop making movies.
Well, it's funny because there's so much aliens about this movie. There's so much about this movie that is aliens. And it's like, why? No, guys, no, stop.
There's
some movies you don't rip off.
It's trying so hard to bridge the gap between Alien fans and Friday the 13th fans. And as a result, I think it's satisfying.
It pleased
nobody except Steph.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
I'm satisfied.
Because she thought it was sexy as hell. Yes.
Sexy as hell. Oh my god.
It is. It's sexy. It's fun. It's funny. It's the kill. No. Don't you all me like you're feeling sorry for me because I'm right about this.
I'm not feeling sorry for you. I'm feeling so very confused by you.
Me too.
And the fact that you don't think that there's iconic kills in this film, like it has.
No, there was one. There was literally one.
Which one? I can remember
on the big drill bit where she says, "How is he doing? He's screwed."
Not
that to me was mildly amusing, but I like how the body was rotating down the thing because that's what it would do, and that was like kind of cool. Why do they have big fucking drill bits in there? Who knows and who cares? Like whatever. But that was it. Otherwise,
I only remembered one kill.
Well, and then the cryogenic head thing.
Yeah, that's like one of the most iconic in the franchise.
Yeah. The one where he puts her head in like the dry ice and then like busts it.
So good.
But I will tell you that my 74-year-old mother, who has seen every Friday the 13th movie, was kind of outraged by a lot of it because she kept saying Jason likes to stab people.
He does.
And I was like, yeah,
he breaks a dude's back
You're
like
right.
in a wrestling move, which would have again felt more in line with the movie that we watched last time. It's like he just breaks a dude's back and he's not.
She kept being like, "This is
stabby
not
for a
how
good
Jason
chunk of it.
kills people," and I was like, honestly, you're right. This is not how Jason kills people.
But
like
it's
it
Jason
doesn't
in space,
fit.
I guess. Maybe.
But he didn't have
now
his
he's going to
machete.
electrocute people, and
Well, okay,
but
but
he
they have him
did.
pick up, and they have him
eventually.
pick up that right. But even before that stuff, they have him pick up that surgical instrument that's confusing at
Which
best.
is basically a machete. Yeah.
It's basically a machete, and like there's nothing that it could possibly serve a purpose for other than murdering teenagers or middle-aged people who are pretending to be teenagers.
Right.
And like it's clearly designed to be a stand-in for the machete, but then they still have him doing like these weird kills that aren't like just stabby, which is confusing.
He's been frozen for a very long time. He's trying to get his mojo back. He's like, I mean, you guys, I feel like you are not like being logical about this assessment. You really need to break it down a little bit.
Okay, let's talk logic for a minute because I want to go back to the machete because here we have a guy
actually snort.
Right. Here we have a guy who's whenever this takes place, 2010 or something, when this movie is supposed to take place, and he's in this fucking facility where he's
way later
in the middle of this water.
They say that 2024 is when they outlawed
hockey.
Masks.
Yeah.
Sit with that for a moment.
Outlawed hockey, not masks.
They outlawed
but
hockey masks because of Jason, I guess.
No, they outlawed hockey.
Hockey
from a sport that was outlawed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hockey was too violent. A sport that was outlawed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I believe you.
But like he's in this facility. So they've captured him. So the government somehow has captured Jason. Okay. Somehow we have him. And they're going to freeze him. Okay. They're going to freeze him. Got it. Check. Where the fuck does his machete come from? If they've captured this dude, why does he still have they have his machete in the future? Like he's frozen with it and he like falls out and chops off that one dude's arm because he still has his machete. Where the fuck did that machete come from? Did they have it in the room with him, like as he's waiting to be cryogenically frozen? Because I can tell you, somebody who works with the military, machetes aren't standard issue. So like they just had this thing sitting there waiting
seem right.
for it. Like, what is this? Like, why is this even here? And where was it? Where was it this whole time? Was he hiding it somewhere special to save for such an occasion? Like he gets out of the thing and he's using all these different tools to kill all the military people in the first. And he like impales David Cronenberg. But all of a sudden, like he has his machete. Where the fuck did that come from?
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
That's a really good question. And we're talking about like basic internal logic. I really want to talk about the simulation where where like the kid and the older guy are like playing a sort of simulation where they're like shooting guns and things like that. And then somehow Jason comes into the simulation and like cuts heads off. And like, I don't understand how that's supposed to make sense because like Jason's not wearing like the headset.
He doesn't have one of the things to get him in there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason that he should be participating in that simulation.
He's not in a
because they have these little things in front of them that's like pushing them into it, you know?
All right, silly billies. So they're doing a simulation with Jason in it. And then like he's there for real, but they don't realize it. And then like when they stop,
he's not supposed to be in it. Like they specifically say, like when Jason first shows up, they're like, "What's he doing here?" Like he's not programmed into the simulation, and he doesn't have like the AI or whatever headset on. So like, why is he able to see what they can see? Right? Like how can he see what they can see? Because they're sitting on like opposite sides of the room, and the simulation that he's like cutting up is away from them. But how can he see that if he's not wearing
how could they see him because he's not part of it? They're seeing an overlaid reality. So none of that. It was like they really had no idea how any of that actually worked. They were just, well, that's this whole movie. But that's like, well, how is this? Yeah, how is he in here? And how are they seeing him if they're And how is he seeing their characters to chop off their heads?
You guys.
Yeah, none of it made any sense whatsoever.
I found that really confusing.
It's
it was
the
very
future.
jarring.
Have I not told you that it's the future? It's
Oh,
the future.
so logic doesn't.
No,
logic
I mean,
doesn't factor into the future.
tech is just different than it is now. And you just have to understand that.
How?
Look,
Steph,
I know it's elevated, and I know that it is complex. But you just have to understand.
It's like, please explain this to me. How
Yes,
he's supposed to be able to participate in a simulation that requires both of them to have headsets on. He does not have that headset, but somehow he's
It'd be like
able
jumping
to
in a
see
VR
what
game
they're
without having a
seeing.
VR headset. How would that
It doesn't
work?
make any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But I can't explain it because it's future tech that I don't understand. But in the future, they'll understand it, and it makes perfect sense.
It didn't make perfect sense
my
because they were
God.
confused too. Even the future people didn't get it.
Oh my God.
This is brutal. Oh my good God.
It is because it's so strange to me that you aren't delighted by this movie. Jack
So I find
wants
it
to get
interesting.
into it.
I want to get into it. So this is the same writer as our first ever movie for this podcast, My Bloody Valentine, right? Todd Farmer.
Oh,
same guy
really?
wrote. Yeah, same
I
guy
actually
wrote
love
this.
My Bloody Valentine.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying is it's really interesting to me that you can have Todd Farmer, who wrote My Bloody Valentine, which is fucking master. We love it, right? We know that's just a
so
great
fun.
fucking movie. It is such
Yeah.
a good, fun, and funny horror movie. And this one, it's really interesting that same writer, and he again plays a minor character in this movie too, that he could write My Bloody Valentine and hit the nail on the head so many times with the kind of walking that line between horror and humor and tension and all that stuff. And then he's got this one where it just misses the mark and he whiffs every single swing. And it to me is very interesting. And I don't know if and again, as a writer, you don't always land, got it.
Right,
Some of my
of
stories
course.
hit, some stories don't, some stories you're into and they flow, some stories you're not feeling and it's kind of hard to get them out. And I wonder if a lot of this too was, hey, the studio is just going to pay you some money to write a story that's going to put Jason in space. We're not expecting a whole lot. And he's like, okay, done. I can give you something that's not a whole lot, but it just really is interesting to me that it's the same guy roughly around the same time period. And the one lands and the one doesn't. I just thought
Which
that was
one
really
came
interesting.
first? Do you know?
I did not look that up.
The chicken?
and I really probably should have.
Or the egg?
It was the chicken. I've done my homework.
Was it?
From
Was
the
it?
chicken?
Yeah, no, it was. Science has proven that.
My Bloody Valentine came out much later. Came out in 2009.
Oh, okay,
This one came out in 2002. 2001.
My
sorry.
Bloody Valentine. Well, so maybe he learned something.
Maybe.
Along
Maybe
the
he
way,
did.
Learn something from this.
I think that My Bloody Valentine, it's not necessarily a great movie. I think it hits more of the beats that you need in these kinds of movies to
Yes.
be enjoyable and engaging and
Yep.
what you want from these movies. Whereas this one, it feels like it goes on for a very long time for starters. It's not a great pacing situation, but also it does feel a lot like it's trying really, really hard to just kind of borrow the Alien formula. And the thing is, Alien is not a slasher movie. Alien is something else. It's its own thing. And when you try and put slasher rules into Alien, it doesn't necessarily work. The idea of people studying Jason because of his regenerative properties is actually really interesting and could be done I think in an intriguing way, but I don't think this is that intriguing exploration of that. I think it's much more stupid, real dumb.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
I am always ready to just suspend disbelief and enjoy a thing for what it is. Truly, I want to like things. My policy is I'd much rather like something than dislike it.
Agreed.
But rewatching this movie, I was just oh my God, this is garbage. It's really, really, really rough to just get through because you don't have a character who you can glom onto who you like. And that goes a long way. Even if you don't like a movie, if you like a character, I think it can take you through a lot. But you don't have that with this. You don't have a character you like who you really feel like, oh, okay, I can connect with you and I can get through this because you are my kind of guiding light in all of this. And then you've got this like sort of bizarre plot about simulations that doesn't quite work, and there's too much going on and there's not enough going on at the same time somehow. Yeah. Right, exactly. And you just kind of are like, wow, this is a very weird direction to go with this series. And I cannot say that I enjoyed watching it.
No, I struggle because it's one of those things where if you're going to be in the future, fine. I love science fiction. Great. We're in the future.
Sure. Take the weird.
He's still around. Great. So he's cryogenically cool. He's cryogenically frozen. He's going to, be unthawed and go on a spree. That's fine. I struggle with when the whole concept, when I don't think even the writers knew what the concept was, because this is like, so they're on a field trip to old Earth to study stuff, and they just happen to have a whole squad of military guys as an escort, or is it a military mission and they're just letting these science nerds go do their thing for a minute? It's like, what is this? Why are they here? What are they doing down there? I think this movie would have been a whole lot better if it had just found its identity and it was like, okay, what are we trying to do here? Are we going to have all these people come down on the surface and get trapped there with Jason, who's somehow still around? Okay, I could be on board with that, but it's just that by throwing so many things at the wall to see if it sticks, like none of it stuck. Like for me, not a single thing stuck.
No, I agree completely. But Steph has been quiet for a really long time, so I feel like we need to let her talk.
Yes, we do.
You don't need to let me talk.
We need to let you defend your choice.
No, because like you're Jason's great defender in this situation, and he deserves to have like trial by jury.
You should give him his machete.
Jury of his peers.
Yeah.
Oh, give him his machete.
Let's hear it.
He just wants his machete.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
Well,
machete's so phallic.
Yeah, I told you,
more
sexy.
than a camera.
I mean, I do have notes about this postmodern deconstruction of the slasher genre in the age of technological anxiety.
How dare you?
Oh my God.
How fucking dare you? I mean, seriously. The audacity of you to say the words you just said.
I know.
If this movie could have made me laugh even a quarter as much as what you're saying right now, I would have been much more invested.
Oh my God. Okay, no, please provide this dissertation. I'm all in.
Yes. Yeah. It might be enough to sway me.
Is it? Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. You should try it and see.
Well, my dissertation on resurrection didn't sway, so I doubt my Jason X dissertation is going to do much more, but we'll try.
Yeah, but the attempt will be so awesome.
Hear it.
All right. Serious voice. You can't do that or I won't get through it.
I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm good.
I might have to mute myself. Hold on.
Okay.
That's a good idea, actually.
I have to mute myself and then also talk, which is not going to work very well. In the pantheon of cinematic achievements, few films have been as grossly misunderstood and unfairly maligned as the 2001 tour de force Jason X. Superficially dismissed as a campy, low-budget science fiction slasher, a more nuanced analysis reveals a work of startling depth and complexity. Let's peel back the layers of this misunderstood masterpiece, revealing the rich tapestry of metaphor, allegory, and social commentary that lies beneath its deceptively simple surface. At the heart of Jason X is its titular character, Jason Voorhees, Far from being a simple killing machine, Jason serves as a complex metaphor for humanity's primal nature, forever at odds with the march of civilization and technology. His resurrection and subsequent rampage aboard the Grendel spaceship in the year 2455 can be read as a powerful allegory for the return of the repressed, a Freudian concept writ large across the canvas of future history. The film's genius lies in its juxtaposition of Jason, a figure deeply rooted in Earth's past, with the advanced technology of the future. This clash serves as a poignant reminder that no matter how far humanity progresses technologically, we can never fully escape our primal instincts and violent origins. The ship's ultimate destruction at the hands of Jason can be interpreted as a scathing critique of society's inability to unite in the face of existential threats, be they environmental, societal, or in this case, a seemingly unstoppable killing machine. But perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of Jason X is the transformation of Jason into Uber Jason. This metamorphosis is far more than a simple plot device to make the villain more formidable. Rather, it serves as a profound meditation on the nature of humanity in an age of rapid technological advancement. Uber Jason embodies the concept of the post-human, a being that transcends the limitations of the human body through technology. His creation raises profound questions about the nature of identity, consciousness, and what it means to be human in an age where the lines between man and machine are increasingly blurred. In conclusion, Jason X reveals itself to be not just a slasher film set in space, but a nuanced critique of both the horror genre and society at large. By transplanting the familiar tropes of the franchise into a futuristic setting, the film forces us to re-examine our assumptions about progress, human nature, and the cyclical nature of history. It's a film that rewards multiple viewings and deep analysis, revealing new layers of meaning with each subsequent watch. In the annals of film history, Jason X deserves recognition not just as a cult classic, but as a misunderstood masterpiece of early 21st century cinema.
Wait.
Okay, I
can't
muted
believe you said
myself
tour de
during
force
that.
with a straight face.
Misunderstood masterpiece?
Tour de
Yes.
force.
Are you?
You heard me.
I muted myself because I knew that there was no world where I could possibly handle this. I mean, Steph, I give you full credit, and I kind of think you should go into politics because your ability to make that case was shockingly good, and maybe if I hadn't watched that movie last night, I would have bought it. But I watched that movie last night. And I can honestly say that the words tour de force, misunderstood masterpiece, etc., do not apply to the absolute steaming pile of shit I sat through last night.
Well, you have to dig deep. You know, I mean, on its surface, it's one thing, but you've got to dig and get to what's real.
No. What's real is that it was a horrifying cash grab. Like a truly horrifying cash grab. And they said, hey, Kane Hodder, will you dress up as the Jasonator? And he was like, give me a dump truck of money.
Give me
and
a paycheck,
like, okay,
and I don't give a shit.
Done.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
I do love Kane Hodder, and I love seeing him.
I have no strong feelings about him one way or the other.
Ugh.
But I did feel like, oh my God, the Jasonator is ridiculous in this movie.
Ridiculous good is what you mean to say.
No,
yeah, I get it.
Nope. Not what I meant to say at all. And there are so many moments in the movie that just make no sense.
No sense
at all. Like they're everybody making the dumbest decisions, and not like the kind of dumb decisions where you can be like, oh well, you're in a high pressure situation, so you'd make a dumb decision. Just like bad choices, and everything about it is nonsensical and absurd and so very stupid. And truly, the moment where the android lady comes out in like her shiny leather S&M gear with a gun, I was like, guys, it's Jason. What do you think a gun is going to do? But also, like, how has he fucked her into her next stage of evolution? Like, What is happening?
It was the ultimate upgrade.
Does that not sound romantic? Like I am.
No.
I think it's a tagline for the film. You guys are crazy.
No, like the idea that all this android needed to get to her next level of self-realization was just like good dick is bonkers.
I don't
like totally bonkers. And also like he built this android. He made her. Like he could have just programmed her to want his dick. He didn't like. I don't know. It's so confusing.
He wants it to be real and meaningful. He wants her to.
But she's an android, Steph. She's an android. He made her.
She still has feelings. God. I don't like.
Does she?
I don't.
But
like
those feelings only come out because it's a high pressure situation. Because they haven't done anything before then.
Well, they've been flirting and they've been building their relationship, and it's all culminated into this moment of passion.
Like all we've seen of their relationship so far.
It's like romance is dead. You know, it's like you guys don't even understand romance anymore, and it's really sad and heartbreaking.
Really seen of their relationship until that point is her saying that she wants nipples because Janessa has them, and him saying like, "Nah, it's cool. We're good. We're good. It's okay."
Which is his way of saying no, because you're beautiful just the way you are, which is lovely.
Because he made her. He invented her. He created her. Like, it's not romantic or sweet in any way, shape, or form. And then, again, he apparently fucks her to the next stage of evolution, which is bonkers. Totally insane. And then it's just like, okay, now go fight Jason for us? What? What? Like, how far has this franchise gone from having the relatively grounded idea of, like, at a summer camp, a mother sees her child die tragically and she loses her mind and, like, seeks revenge. That's relatively grounded. And now we are at that same boy who allegedly drowned in the lake is some sort of, like, freakish monster who can regenerate and is in space and is being fought by an android who's been fucked to her the next stage of her evolution. Like, what are you talking about? This is bananas.
I think what you're talking about is evolution, which is the thesis of the film. Like, it's evolution. He's evolved.
How dare you?
The franchise has evolved. Wow. Jason has evolved.
Oh no! It's if anything, it's devolved.
Yes, thank you.
It's gone backwards. Like, the first movie is pretty great, actually. Like, it's legitimately pretty great. I mean, I know it's just kind of like a gender bent psycho, but it's still pretty great. And this is so stupid. This is so
pandering
dumb.
At the lowest level. Yep.
Pandering at best, but like I don't even know who it's pandering to.
That is the question. Like, who is this movie for?
What is the audience for this movie? Like, who wants this? And the answer is apparently Stephanie.
But I need you to know. I need it to be said that I am not the only one. Like, there is a devoted fan base for this film. For good reason.
No, everybody has a fan.
Oh. That's true.
Even Trump has fans.
Okay.
Oh, good point. Very, very good point, Jack.
That was an unacceptable response, and I will not have it. I will strike it from the record. Jury, you will disregard that was ever said.
I think Jack may have just, like, game set matched you.
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry, but he's
Apologies
right.
all around.
He's right.
I did say I would be friends with you tomorrow, but right now. Ooh.
But not right now.
Naughty list.
Tonight you're dead to me.
Tonight I will be plotting my revenge that I won't enact, but I will plot it.
Yep, we're ruining your life. Yep.
Oh.
Damn.
This is
so harsh.
A tragedy.
Okay, well, you know what?
Although, can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Of course.
I did love, well, not love anything about this movie with love in it is a strong word, but the scene at the end when the captain or the commander or whatever the fuck rank he is, and they're falling through, he stops Jason from coming at the shuttle and killing everybody, and he intercepts them and they're falling through the atmosphere. Reminded me of that scene in Titanic, only this one was much, much hotter.
Yeah.
That was it. Sorry, that's all I had. That's all I got. That's literally all I got.
And that was such a good scene. It was so
Thank
good.
God for beefy space tackles right at the end. You know, thankfully they outlawed hockey, but not football, so he could like tackle him in space and fall through the atmosphere, like holding on to Rose, like in Titanic, and burning.
I
up
have
in the
two
process.
things to say that are like kind of just neutral statements of fact, not a pro.
Are you going to say this is a movie? Well, I'm going to say at least this is a movie.
No,
it was made, and there are people in it. And they do things.
That's a reasonable question, but Steph, to your point, to your case, when Jonathan and I were looking for Friday the 13th movies to watch, they specifically said that they actually really liked this movie.
Smart.
And I love them so much, so like I feel like I can't be in a position of being too critical.
We should have. We've missed an opportunity because I think we should have had Jonathan on this podcast as a guest.
There's still time.
Because I could have used some backup and it would have been nice to have somebody on my side.
There's still time. I can send a quick text and see if I can get a sound bite.
Oh, let's fucking do it.
The other point that I wanted to make that was not really like, again, it's just a neutral statement of fact, is just that like, to me, there were 3 brunette white ladies who all looked kind of the same, and I had a little trouble telling them apart.
Racist. Oh my God.
Against white ladies?
Yes. Saying they all look the same. Kelly, you know better.
Didn't you think they all kind of looked? They had the same haircuts.
I could not
They
tell
were
the
all,
difference between any of them, honestly.
Well, one of them was
until the
Olivia
one
Munn.
changed her clothes and put on makeup, and I was like, "What? When? What? No, what? I don't know. Whatever. I didn't care at that point."
I felt like they all had kind of the same haircut. They specifically had them wearing each other's clothes. So, like, I had a real problem telling the 3 of them apart.
Yeah.
Sad.
Basic white girl. Yep.
Really, really tragic statements that are being made right now. I feel like, you know what I feel like is tragic here? The real sin of it all is that Jason X worked so hard to evolve the franchise.
It is very sweaty. You're right about that.
To take it in new directions, and in return to repay it for that, this podcast devolves and like hits a low point in our recording career.
No, I feel like we just have to meet the movie on its own level, so we have to stoop
upsetting.
down really low. Like I just yeah.
We are limboing. We are limboing.
Like I'm 6'3", and this is really fucking hard to get this low on the floor, but I'm trying because I love you, ladies.
I won't say that it was total. Okay, here's my thing, Steph, and here's something I'll give to you. It was
so cute when you do this.
It was not totally unfun to watch, but I watched it with somebody who I enjoy watching movies with. So I can't give you a perspective of what it would be like if you were just like, oh, I'm by myself and I'm trying to pick a movie to watch. And so like, this is the thing I landed on. Watching a movie with somebody is almost always more fun than watching a movie by yourself. And like, especially with like a silly, goofy movie where you can be like, oh, this is so dumb, you know, like back and forth with each other is always more fun. And I watched it with somebody who has very similar taste to my own. So we actually had a pretty good time watching this piece of shit. But I don't know if I'd have watched it by myself if I would have had the same kind of fun, if that makes
I guarantee you wouldn't have. I guarantee you wouldn't have. Watching this alone was brutal.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. Okay, so if anybody was wondering, I sent Jonathan a message that said, "Darling, we are talking Jason X and your stance on the movie has been asked." And Jonathan just said back, 10 out of 10, the highlight of the franchise, no notes.
Oh, God bless them. All right. Kelly, I love you, but Jonathan is my new best friend. You need to let them know that we are besties now and we are forever linked.
Okay.
And yeah.
I feel like we're getting the axe from this podcast, Kelly. I feel like we're getting our walking papers.
No, I mean, you could still be on the podcast. It's just now Jonathan and I have a very special connection that will never be altered. So I know that's weird, and I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
No, it's okay. I respect it. I respect it. I love you both, and I'm very happy that you guys have found this connection for one of the stupidest movies I've ever seen.
Such movie magic between you two. It's so
like it's weird because you have such good taste in the people you surround yourself with, but then bad taste in your analysis of this film. It's like, where's that gift?
Damn.
Oh, wow.
The claws came out.
You know, I'm okay with it. I respect somebody who's willing to go this hard. And I'm saying this, and it might sound like I'm being like snarky, but I genuinely mean this. I respect when you like something so much you're willing to go this hard for it.
When you will die on that hill, I got to give props.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure that there are stupid things that I like that, like, I will fight anybody as long as the day allows me to, you know, to say this is a thing I love, and here's why you're wrong for thinking I'm wrong. And
it's just oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no. All I was going to say, Jack, please hold on to your thought because this is not important. But all I was going to say was just that, like, I really do respect committing so hard to something.
It's just that fine line between so bad it's good and so bad it's bad. And it's like Steph is just on the one side of that line, and we're just like inches apart we're just on the other side of that line. That's all.
So we agree on the so bad, we just don't agree on.
We agree on the so we got
means.
the preface, just the prefix is good. Just the suffix isn't lining up. Yes. It's so bad it's
It's what is it?
So just to keep you guys updated, I said to Jonathan, Steph says you two are now best friends and forever linked, and Jonathan said bound by blood.
Nice.
So there you go. You have a new best friend, Steph.
I'm so excited. See, I got one thing out of this podcast, so I got a new best friend. That's very exciting. So I'm going to give my final thoughts on Jason X in poetry. And then, you know, we've already done it a little bit, but we are just going to like cap this off with a very brief discussion. And it can be ever so brief about which one of these we crown the guilty pleasures king, even though you guys don't feel like either one of them is a guilty pleasure. Really, we're still going to pick one and defend it. So first off, I'll defend Jason X. O muse, sing of Jason, that hockey-masked terror, whose journey through space is both triumph and error. From Crystal Lake shores to the stars up above, a tale so absurd it's impossible not to love. Behold the grand kills, each one a treat, from liquid nitrogen faces to zero-G feats. The sleeping bag smash, a callback so neat. It's sweet meta-humor you simply can't beat. But wait, there's more. For Jason evolves into Uber Jason as all plots resolve. A cyborg killer, chrome-faced and strong. In space, no one can hear how much you get wrong. Oh, Jason X, how self-aware thou art, embracing the cheese from the very start. No pretense of seriousness, no airs do you put on, just pure entertainment till the credits are done. From one-liners sharp to situations absurd, you revel in campiness, every scene, every word. A horror film, yes, but with tongue firmly in cheek. A balance of humor and frights you do seek. It's not high art, it never claimed to be. But for sheer entertainment, it sets the soul free. So bad that it's good, a phrase often abused. But for Jason X, it's perfectly used. So here's to you, Jason X, in all your glory. A ludicrous, wonderful, far-fetched story. May your fan base grow, may your legend live on. In the pantheon of films we can't help but fawn on. For in this vast universe, so serious, so grim, we need films like you, outrageous to the brim. A reminder that movies can be just for fun, a campy escape when the day is done. In the annals of horror, you'll always have a place, our beloved batshit crazy slasher in space. So raise high your machetes, your liquid nitrogen too, to the divine Jason X, a guilty pleasure through and through.
Yay! Steps.
Okay. So, all that said, we're putting these head to head. Halloween Resurrection versus Jason X. We got to pick one. as our guilty pleasure? What do we want to watch with friends and drinks and get silly with? Which one do we think, one, serves the franchise better, and two, like, is just more standalone fun? Jack, thoughts?
Okay.
Okay.
I've got a little bit. So the early aughts to me is when horror really struggled with an identity crisis. We'll call it horror's new metal phase. And that's not to say that all new metal is bad. It's not. But good Lord, was the market flooded with similar sounding bands that were less about talent and more about image. To be fair, it's criticism we could level at quite a few pop culture genres. But for movies and music during this time frame, it was especially bad. Now, in fairness, not all horror movies from the aughts are bad either. But holy hell, did these two movies take the cake. To be fair, I wasn't as dismissive of Halloween Resurrection this time around. I see what they were trying to do and maybe some of the boundaries they were trying to push, and I was on board for that. But Jason X, this movie doesn't lean hard enough into any one vibe. It just half-assed everything. It's not sexy enough. It's not funny enough. It's not military enough. It's not scary enough. It's not bloody enough. Tactics are asinine. None of the military folks are even remotely believable. The laughs are largely groan-inducing, and some of the kills are both lazy and very un-Jason-like. It's one thing to pay homage to what came before, but lampooning a legacy is another story entirely. The Jason X movie didn't just jump the shark. It jumped the whole Jaws filmography like a pole vaulter and then flipped off the judges before puking on the sidelines. There's nothing redeemable about it at all. While the fate of Laurie Strode in Halloween Resurrection was a slap in the face to longtime Halloween fans, Jason X is an hour and a half kick to the nuts to anybody unlucky enough to suffer through it. In space, nobody can hear you scream, but they can see you cut your own oxygen line to escape the pain of this film. To that end, Halloween Resurrection will be my choice for Guilty Pleasure Champion.
I haven't prepared anything.
That's okay.
So
you
I'm
can
going
do off the cuff.
I'm going off the dome here. I don't think either of these movies serviced their franchises well. I don't think either of them honored the source material or their source slasher. Trying to determine which I think is the better guilty pleasure is tricky, because I think that undeniably Resurrection is the better movie. I think it is better made. I think it is better written. I think it is better conceived and at least slightly better acted, although that's it's 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other situation. However, these are two movies that I watched individually with another person who also enjoys slasher movies and has a long history with them. And the one that I had more fun with was Jason X. And it's not because it was a better movie in the slightest, because it's not. It is undeniably, by every reasonable metric, the inferior movie. However, it is so silly and it is so goofy that if you are watching it with a group of people, it's really fun to make fun of, to poke fun at, to acknowledge the fundamental narrative absurdities of it, to just like kind of dive into how bad it is. And in that respect, I have to say that while I think undeniably Resurrection is the better movie, and I don't think that's up for debate, I think that is a quantifiable fact. It is the better movie. I think that the movie that is slightly more fun to watch with a person, and I cannot be objective beyond that point because I did not watch either of them individually, and that could absolutely alter how one watches these things. But if you are watching with a group, I think that Jason X is more fun. And in that respect, I suppose I have to say that as a guilty pleasure, Jason X has the edge.
Wow. So, two things here. I'm going to say something that I do not believe that I have said all night long, which is, Kelly, I agree with you. I mean, honestly, I think, Kelly, I think you hit the nail on the head. I do think Resurrection is, well, I mean, it's not, I mean, objectively, it's not great. And for the record, you guys know this. I had fun with both of them. I think there's humor, both intentional and unintentional, in both of them that delights me. I think creatively, they both are very creative. I like the concepts of both of these films. I like the franchise, like kind of right around the same time, really trying to do something different and doing this sort of standalone thing that really isn't tied to the franchise whatsoever, but it's just a like, hey, here's a fun, stupid movie. And we'll wink at our franchise a little bit in a way that to me isn't disrespectful. I don't think it's like, let's just be stupid to be stupid. I think there is like sort of a loving, like, we know we've been to some silly places and done some silly things, but it's all been, you know, good-natured fun, and it's all been done out of love, and we are all in this together. We all love this stupid thing. It's almost impossible for me to ever, like, if you pit anything against Halloween, that's a difficult battle for me because Halloween is so sacred to me. Like, the franchise, it's my favorite thing ever, and I adore it, and I fully admit that not every entry works. In fact, a lot of them don't work. In fact, probably more of them don't work than do work, if I'm being objective and honest, which I am not usually about Halloween. But still, like, I'm a Michael Myers girl all the way. So there is something magical about every Halloween film for me personally that's hard to top. But if I'm talking about pure, like, legit guilty pleasure, let's have fun, let's get a little silly, let's maybe have some libations, let's have some friends over, let's really make this a party. I mean, Jason X is just fucking fun. Like, it is so, even if you hate it, I think it's like, even if you just want to watch it and Mystery Science Theater it and be like, this is so fucking stupid, and like, that's pretty fun, and there's a lot of material to do that with. And I think you, like, whether you're gonna love it ironically or unironically, it's pretty damn good times if you can just lean into it and have a good time. So that is my final assessment. For me, they're both guilty pleasures, but I give the edge to Jason X.
Thank you for coming to our show, and good night.
Until next time, this is the Guilty Pleasures crew signing off and reminding you to give in to pleasure wherever you can, and don't you dare feel guilty about it. And 5 hours later, we fucking did this.
At least these 2 hours were far better than the 3 hours that I spent with these movies.